Let's continue now with the focus on the Middle East, but please note the following story contains graphic content. Israel says it will not engage in any talks until it's dealt with Hamas. In an exclusive interview with SABC International News Editor Sophie Mokoena, Israel's Minister of Diaspora Affairs and Antisemitism, Amichai Chikli, left no window for a ceasefire.
We have witnessed one of the most barbaric and horrific terrorist attack in human history. What we've witnessed is butchering, murdering of innocent people, elderly people, children while they were hugging their parents in a shelter. Families were burned to death in cars that they were on their way for a hike or a trip in their vacation, or were burned at their homes. Devastating sites that we've never seen in our history here in the land of Israel. We have lost more than 1,000 people. We have 200 citizens in captivity, among them babies, among them children, among them even Holocaust survivors. That is the situation. That is the terrorist attack that we've experienced, and we need to understand that the attack was not committed only by Hamas terrorists, but after the terrorists, there was a mob of thousands of Palestinians, among them old people, children, who were participating in slaughtering people, robbery, rape, burning homes, taking the equipment back to Gaza Strip, and devastating sites that I never thought we would witness here in Israel. And I'm asking for the international community and for the people in South Africa to understand what happened and to make a pressure to bring back the people we have in captivity. And about the visit of Biden, so first he made an amazing speech about evil and vicious. He understands what's going on here. He understands the context, Iran, Hezbollah, and we are about to go to a war. And this will be a long war. Hamas will be defeated, and we're going to win this war. I have no doubts.
But as you do that, thousands of Palestinians have been killed. And the question we must ask perhaps is, why is Israel and Palestine not being able to implement the agreements that could have led to peace in that region?
So let me remind you some basic facts. One, Israel did not attack anyone on Saturday morning during the holiday. Israeli citizens were at home. The border was quiet. There was no atrocity that was made by Israel that justified this attack. And even if there was a context of war, this is not a war. This is a terror crimes against humanity, against babies, deliberately going to murder babies and parents in their homes or on their way for a vacation. That's what we've seen. So I don't see any symmetrical between us and between the terrorists. This is one. And second, it was not just the terrorists of Hamas. As I mentioned, we saw hundreds and thousands of Palestinians who participated in murdering, in rape, in robbery. These are the people of Gaza.
But the reality is the conflict didn't start on Saturday. There was a build-up. How many Palestinians have died and how many Israelis have died previously because of this standoff? And now talking about the Palestinians who were involved. The question is, why is Palestine in this situation when there were agreements to try and find a solution that could have led to a situation where we wouldn't have had what had happened on Saturday?
So it seems that you don't have a problem with raping women, burning babies in their homes, It seems that you are okay with it.
Not at all. My question is, let's go to the root cause, because if you don't address the root cause, it will repeat itself.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you see any root cause that can justify to behead babies?
I'm saying, why can't the two parties implement the agreements that they have reached so that we don't continuously have this situation?
Excuse me, which agreement do you talk about?
The two-state solution, where Israel and Palestinians and Israelis live side by side with peace.
Do you remember what happened in 2005? In 2005, Israel evacuated and destroyed its entire villages in Gaza Strip. Morag, Bdolach, Gush Katif, Ganei Tal. Thousands of people left their home, forced to leave their home by the Israeli government, so that the Palestinian Authority could run the Gaza Strip. The Palestinian later on, we had and we had Hamas coming and govern the Gaza Strip, and there is no justification whatsoever. There is nothing that you can blame Israel when you speak about Gaza Strip. The one thing that we can learn is what happened when you bring the Palestinian territory. It becoming a base of terrorism, of vicious regime, terror regime that raises children to become murderers. That is what's happening in Gaza. And the one and only one to blame is Hamas and the people who support Hamas. And unfortunately, many of the Palestinians support Hamas, and many of them, thousands of them, have participated in the most worst war crime that happened since World War II. That is the reality.
The issue here is way forward. These incidents have happened, but there must be a solution. And war can never be a solution. Is Israel willing to re-engage with Palestinians?
Do you recall World War II?
I remember World War II. I know about World War II.
So how did we solve the problem of the Nazis? How did we solve the problem of the Nazis? How did we solve it?
I'm saying it was not a lasting solution because we still have conflicts around the world. And when the United Nations was formed, the intention was to ensure that there's permanent peace worldwide.
Nazi Germany does not exist. Nazi Germany does not exist. The totalitarian regime in Japan does not exist. It does not exist only because of one reason. They were defeated in war. And there is one way to end the situation with the terrorist organization of Hamas. And it is not a conflict about territory. You can go and read Hamas charter and understand for yourself what is the purpose. To destroy, they have a genocidal vision to destroy and kill every single Jew in the land of Israel. That is their vision. It is an anti-Semite vision. It is an horrific vision. Unfortunately, they were able to demonstrate their intention, indeed, in the Gaza, the nearby Gaza Jewish villages last Friday. And there is only one way to end the conflict now and to end the crisis now, and it is to defeat Hamas, just like the civilized world destroyed and defeated the Nazis, just like the civilized world destroyed the totalitarian regime of Japan back in World War II. That is how you solve these kind of problems. We do not negotiate with people who are burning children alive. We don't negotiate with those kind of people. I'm sorry.
Let's talk about the Palestinians. My issue is the Palestinians, not Hamas. The way forward
Hamas,
in relation. Can I talk, sir? Can I talk?
My issue is the Nazis, not the Germans. It's the same.
Can I talk, sir? The reality is the UN Secretary General, the President of the United States of America recently spoke about the Palestinians. Leave Hamas. I am talking about the plight of ordinary Palestinians who have been yearning for peace and freedom. Is the world doing enough to ensure that both Israel and the Palestinians, not Hamas, are able to sit together to find a lasting solution? The Palestinians, not Hamas.
So I remind you that we've seen thousands of Palestinians, not Hamas, joining Hamas forces, robbing, murdering, destroying bodies. That is what we've witnessed from ordinary Palestinians. On Shabbat morning, on the 7th of October. That's what we've seen.
Let's look at...
this is one. Now, second, in the day when Palestinians will decide to raise their children, not to be taught that they need to go and kill Jews, not to be told that every young Palestinian who took his car and ran over pedestrians at a bus station or stabbed just an ordinary people who were walking in the street. Currently, these terrorists are the heroes of the Palestinians. These are the heroes. And that is the truth also for the PLO, for the Palestinian Authority. It's not just Hamas. So when they change the way they educate their children, and they will educate their children to cherish life, to cherish peace, to be human, then we will have, maybe, we will have peace.
The United Nations and the World Health Organization has pleaded with all stakeholders to allow the humanitarian corridor and humanitarian assistance to be delivered to Gaza. Is Israel supporting that request?
Not at all. As long as we have babies, Holocaust survivors, entire families, prisoners, innocent prisoners at Hamas tunnels, there is nothing to discuss about anything that is regarding to humanitarian aid. Release the prisoners, then we might think about humanitarian aid.
Is Israel still going to engage or implement its strategy of ground operation as it was expected?
We have one mission. The mission is to destroy Hamas, to chase and hunt its militants and its leaders, wherever they are. And our recommendation for the people of Hamas, surrender now, so it will be faster.
If they don't surrender, there are also threats that the whole region is likely going to be affected. Are you not worried that this will engulf a region into a bigger conflict, other countries as well?
We are ready, and we have no intention to give up for the murderers of our women and children, but we will never surrender, and we will fight until we be victorious against the vicious evil of Hamas.
All right, that was an exclusive SABC interview there with International News Editor Sophie Mokoena, as well as Israel's Minister of the Diaspora Affairs. SABC News will be speaking to the Palestinian ambassador at 7 p.m. tonight. Be sure to watch that one. All right, let's continue to this now. The Egyptian ambassador to South Africa, Ahmed Taher Al-Fadli, says the Arab League will not allow Palestinians to be pushed to leave their land. Speaking to the SABC International News Editor Sophie Mokoena, UN Ambassador Tahir Al-Fadli says the Rafah border on the side of Palestine is still being attacked.